One love, God bless. Father Nelson here, and I'm here to talk to you about some of the benefits of cannabis. Happy 420 to everybody celebrating out there. And I just really wanted to speak on the benefits of cannabis because I feel like it's something that really is brushed under the rug as an illicit drug, illegal drug, a drug that's a gateway drug, and all these different things. When, other than the, of course, more wide known benefits of using cannabis or herb or ganja, there's a lot of other benefits for just the day that the daily consumption actually brings to the body, mind, and soul. So if you actually have access to even cannabis leaves and you're able to put those in your teas throughout the day, just even doing that, you don't have to smoke it, you don't have to be an everyday smoker, but just having some of that cannabis in your system every day will help fight cancer and build immunity and, just strengthen you in many types of ways, calm you, lessen your anxiety and depression. So for some reason, at some point in time, cannabis used to be more legal or just more abundant and, not looked down upon, and more accepted than alcohol used to be. But sometime around the Prohibition, when alcohol finally stopped being illegal and became legal, and cigarettes and all these different things, cannabis took the back burner for some reason. Probably because those substances are more addictive, you can put more additives into it and stuff like this to make the person want to come back. You can put more sugars and salts in these alcohols and stuff like that that you can't put in cannabis, because if people consumed it, especially in a non-tea form, then they would be able to definitely tell that it's been tampered with and that they wouldn't come back to you. So cannabis has that purity to it that when you're trying it, when you're used to it, you can definitely tell that if it's been altered or not. And with a lot of these other products like tobacco, cigarettes and alcohol, you cannot tell what they're putting in it. So it gives them more freedom to, put stuff in there that's cheaper than what alcohol is, and, creates the same effect because you're still putting some alcohol in it, but, you got to dilute it and step on it and do all this stuff to it. And we really shouldn't be drinking alcohol anyway. So I don't know why that's more legal than cannabis is, when alcohol is causing more deaths in this world than any drug dealer could that's selling cannabis. Because cannabis isn't causing deaths. Drug dealers are causing deaths. It's the system of greed that causes deaths. It's not cannabis. There hasn't been a single death, a single OD, a single any health related incident that caused serious, physical, damage from cannabis. It hasn't been at all. There might be someone who may have bugged out here and there, but it's very rare. Cannabis helps with many things. It helps with seizures. It helps with schizophrenia. It helps with depression. It helps with anxiety. It helps with just being able to calm your mind and get deeper into meditations. It helps you focus. But this is when it's used correctly. Not like you just smoking your blunts and you just are smoking a whole blunt at one time, which is, how most people do it and stuff like that. They want to get as high as possible right then and there. But if you're using it correctly, and especially if you're using it out of a water pipe, So it's filtered and it's clean and it's going into your system clean so that it can process it in a more better and healthy way so that it could be more healing for you. If you're using it correctly, you're not overusing it, being greedy with it, being wasteful with it, then you're able to utilize cannabis in a different way. It's not just a drug, it's almost a connector to the divine once you really are able to utilize it in a better way, because it lifts your spirits and it helps you see clearer and be a more positive person. Now, I personally have been using cannabis for a lot of my life, but as I've grown into my spirituality, into my own self, my true self more, I've been able to realize the difference and the less I have to use it. I used to use it all the time, all day, but now I can only maybe use it 2, 3 times a day and I'll be fine, and it's very less amount. It's a couple, packs and, bong packs, and that's it. Like, I'm good to go. But before I needed 2, 3 joints, a joint every hour, stuff like this. And this type of habitual smoking doesn't bring you the clarity that you could get from actually using cannabis the correct way. See, when we use it this way, we're just abusing it. It's becoming a drug. It's becoming addictive, and especially when you're using tobacco products to roll it in, those are becoming addictive as well, because you're becoming addicted to the sugars in the tobacco. They put in sugars in tobacco products. This is what gets you addicted. So you got to get off the overconsumption and the tobacco products if you want to utilize cannabis in the ways that you're supposed to do it. You want to try to do it before your meditations. You want to try to do it before you go to sleep, before you eat, or, after you eat, so you can help digest. You want to do a little bit in the morning so it'll help your kickstart your stomach with your lemon tea, and hopefully there's some ginger in there as well. The cannabis in the morning is a natural laxative. It helps you get rid of everything in your system as well, in a very clean and natural way. Cannabis already is a natural herb that solves many things in our bodies and relaxes us to a state where our bodies can feel like they are safe and okay. Because if our body doesn't feel safe and okay and relaxed, and we're always tense, then our body has never time to heal, never has time to process information. So when we are in these relaxed states with herb, or through meditation, or through both, we are able to heal in many types of ways, physically, mentally, and spiritually. The ancient yogis used to use herb during their practices, as well as many other Indian cultures like sadhus and, Sikhs and all types. And they would use this as a connector to the divine to help bring them more harmony into their third eye so that they could see clear without seeing. These are what the shamans used to use, the ancient Indians and the Native Americans, the ancient Egyptians. These are what they used to use in Kemet. So we need to advocate for legalization of the herb and proper use and knowledge about the herb. It doesn't need to be this, big publicized and big brand, big company thing that it's turning into, where you need over $2-3 million just to get into the business legally. It should be something that's more pushed for people to grow at their house so they can use these leaves, use every plant, every part of the herb, even the stems and stuff and the leaves and all these stuff is very, very useful to make hemp. the most natural clothing that we can make that leaves less waste than regular clothing, and it's not just gonna end up in a landfill somewhere unable to be used and broke down because it's made with polyesters and all these plastics. So we need to start respecting cannabis and really utilizing this plant. It's a beautiful plant, you know, and I just wanted to come here on 420 and talk about why it's such a beautiful plant and why we don't need to demonize it anymore and need to awaken to its true potential. Stop using these other medicines and medications and, you know, alcohol and cigarettes and Prozac and Xanax and whatever they give you, blood pressure pills. Use herb. Find the right type of herb for you. There's indica, sativa, all types of strains, all types of blends and hybrids. So we need to start utilizing this beautiful herb called cannabis, called ganja, that's been utilized for centuries, and stop demonizing it. I don't know why they're demonizing it. I don't know why they started doing it with the reefer madness propaganda, but it's time for us to truly embrace it and stop only letting certain little states become legalized and legalize cannabis worldwide. One love, God bless. If you haven't, please share, subscribe, comment, like, and I hope you have a blessed 420 and a blessed rest of your weekend. Ja.